into SFA Season 12, Week 7 game day. We've got the undefeated number 20 Georgia Southern Eagles taking on Michigan State, 4-0, number 3 in the country, Heisman winner Binks McBurnfinger in the battle for the golden lanyard here. Here we go. Welcome in, Fink. Let me know if you can hear me. If you don't know what this is the SFA. It's an online dynasty ran entirely through Discord. You do not need the game. You can coach. You can coordinate for a team. You can recruit. You can set playbooks, set strategies, set schemes, and we also have things like fantasy football as well as a fully functional sports book. So it's a great fun if you want to join in and coach. Great. If you want to join in, just be a fan. Great. Lots for you guys to do. Links are in any of our descriptions to the Discord. If you are watching live, you might run into an ad or two. It's because we are affiliated. So if you want to drop a Twitch Prime, it is greatly appreciated, as all funds are going to go towards the National Championship Trophy for a user who ends up winning it all. Could very well be Michigan State this year. They made it in Season 10. They just couldn't win it. But this is going to be a fantastic game. Let me know you can hear me loud and clear. Thanks, Fink. As on the screen, we got JJ69, Josh Johnson, and Binks McBurnfinger, arguably the greatest SFA player of all time. Massive game, massive implications. Let's get started, folks. We had a crazy BearCave, including a 4-overtime game between Washington and Arizona, so go check that out if you haven't. It was a fantastic game. Crazy week full of upsets. Rankings are going to go crazy, but as always, we're going to go through all of the rosters first, and then we'll get into the game. As always, I did make a brand new Instagram page. If you want to follow it, great. If you don't, great. It's just a lot more fun and different way for me to interact with you guys / bring in potentially new users. So if you want to make some content for the Instagram page, just DM it to me, and I'll get it up there. It's a lot of fun, completely free to follow an Instagram account. So yeah, and we also have Patreon if you want additional kind of server stuff. It isn't pay to win, so don't have to worry about that. But Georgia Southern 4-0, a team that we kind of expected a little bit of maybe regression. They do have a couple really tough out-of-conference games this year, but they're led by Josh Johnson. He was tampered away from San Diego State. 88 overall, now 82 speed, so 99 awareness as well. So we should see him, if they're going to win this game, pull off the upset in East Lansing. He has to have a monster game. They also are led by freshman Trey Inners, who had a crazy game last week, so we'll see if he can keep it up on a game day setting. And then out wide, J.J. Young, we've seen him before last year, scoring touchdowns against Buffalo. Ryan Alexander, David Love, Chris Hopkins, not necessarily the best overall, so we're going to see how they can perform against this defense for Michigan State. Tight ends might be their best skill positions here. Dan McBride, John Patrick. And then on the offensive line, Vincent Roberts is hurt. You got Matt Branch. Adam Manning, who he got in the transfer portal, is also hurt. And then you got McFarland out here and Ron White as well. So struggling on the offensive line for sure. Andra City, thank you. A new coordinator for Tennessee. Big win for you guys this week. So congrats. And if you didn't know, Tennessee, Bishop Moore was out, and then your quarterback, Dudley Steele, got hurt. And so you had a wide receiver playing quarterback, and he popped off. So that's something to keep a tab on. And then you got SFA player Kyle Brookins here, leads the team in sacks, I believe, with 3. And then Robbie Tyson, he's 6'3", 298, but he looks like he's about 5'10", and 200 pounds in game. Look out for number 1. And then you've also got Albert Ashcherry. He is the bust from last year, but he's having a great season, 2.5 sacks. Could be a dark horse for a freshman All-American. And then at linebacker, you got Tyson Coffey, the SFA player freshman in the middle, Alan Holmes. And then out wide, SFA player Pablo Smalls will be matched up one-on-one with Calvin Johnson. And then you got Richard Bradley, Jason Davis, Doty here as well. And then in the back, the transfer from Tennessee themselves, number 14, Malcolm Cope. So we'll see what he can do. He was a massive pickup for Coach Coco. And then Simpson, KO Simpson, however you want to call it, starter for safety. He has insane hit power, so we'll see if he can do something. And then Tyson Reese, let's see. Let's check out the kicker. Is it going to be a factor? We saw it today. Pretty good kicker here. All right, and so everybody, all the Tennessee coaches booing him. All right, so these are two of our longest tenured, most active coaches. So they have insane teams. So if you are a new user, this is your first year, this is what you're looking to look at like in a couple of seasons. Lots of massive contributors. And now we take on Henry Green. So as you see, he chose... Coach McNasty chose to go with Henry Green, and he threw Jerry Smearman in the portal. He will be redshirted, so somebody has 4 years with him. He's going to be highly coveted. At running back, we'll get to this in a little bit. And then at wide receiver, the transfer from Minnesota, Calvin Johnson, #1 receiver. But watch out for the game day guy, Bradford Blazer, 5'8", 175 pounds. He always makes massive plays on game day. So we'll see what he does today, what he has in store. We'll also see Ben Williams and Brandon Robinson. At tight end, Earl Brown and Anthony McCarthy. And then Chuck Lamas, SFA player, left tackle. David Byers, one of the best guards in the country. Ralph Bullock is kind of the weakness of this team. You got Chris Stokes and then Robert Noble. So really good offensive line. And then Dwayne The Rock Johnson, or Dwayne Johnson. He is a beast here on the end. And then on the other side, you'll got Willis Whopper, SFA in-game recruit from last season, so he is going to be in the game. And then in the middle, you got Thomas Williams. He had a scoop and score in the playoff a few years ago. Ismael Jacobs. And then at linebacker, Anthony Broussard. And the man, the myth, the legend, Binks McBurnfinger. He starts both ways. He starts at running back. He starts at middle linebacker. We'll see what he does today. He won Heisman Trophy in Season 10. Had some injuries, still got 1,200 yards on the ground in Season 11 in a down year, and he is back at the top of the podium, best player in the country, so we will see what he does. Alex Johnson as well. And then out wide, you got Travis Thompson, Pearson, Alexander, and McFarland. So honestly, if JSOW, if they can attack these lower-rated corners, they could have a decent day. Joe Daniel, and then Roscoe Cherry, SFA player, freshman All-American. He is best known, though, for that tipped Hail Mary that Cal caught last year, so we'll see what he does. And then Pedro Barber, a freshman power kicker, 88 power, not a lot of accuracy, so we might see a lot of missed field goals today. And that's the rosters. Always a little bit longer going through the rosters when it's user teams. But McNasty, you get first choice on jerseys, and then Coco can choose secondly. But I don't think Georgia Southern really has any great options. So I'm going to go through them here for you. And while you choose, hold on, I'm first going to get our prediction going. So it's going to just be a regular who wins. Are you going to pick Georgia Southern for the upset? We've seen a lot of close games on... We've seen a lot of close games this year on game day, multiple overtime games, they did go to overtime with Buffalo last year on game day. Or is Michigan State going to blow them out? They are a 10-point favorite. Stormtrooper all whites at home. Oh no, that's Coco. All right, so we'll see then what McNasty wants. I'm just going to go through all of these here. Yes, that. What does he mean by that? McNasty, I need I'm ahead of you, unfortunately. What Coco says? He wants the all whites. So playing mind games, I guess. So all whites here. McNasty going off today. All right. So then that means, do you want to go? I mean, there's not really an option. You can go the white helmet, Coco, if you want the white helmet. But you have to go navy. So do you want, so Coco, your choice then is the navy or the white helmet? I'm not doing white versus white, Nick. Nah, the blue helmet's all right. And then we've got all white here. Let me get my thumbnail, and we got to also wait for the prediction. Get that money in. The big chance if you just throw a couple hundred on Georgia Southern could net you a big win. Or, you know, a nice little flavor for the if you pick Michigan State. But yeah, massive game, crazy week. Unfortunately, I shouldn't have put money on Texas on the money line this week. I would be another great net positive week for me if I wasn't stupid, but here I am. Gonna probably break about even. But for you guys who care about the CC Sportsbook, this game is, like I said, a 10-point spread for Michigan State. And the over-under for this game is 62.5. So keep that in the back of your minds. The fuck is that white helmet? Fuck that. Okay. All right, so we're ready to go. We're ready to go. Here we go. Michigan State, Georgia Southern, McBurnfinger versus JJ69, two of the most iconic players in the country. 4-0, both undefeated users. This would be I mean, look at the defense for JSOW so far. So this could be an absolutely massive win for Coco. There's Binks McBurnfinger talking it over with McNasty. McNasty was saying that the team arrived to the stadium wearing all ski masks and black Air Force Ones. Not sure what that means, but I'm scared of this team. I'm telling you, McBurnfinger is the last player you want to face in the playoff. If ECU were to face him, he would probably rush for, I'm not even kidding, 500 yards. He would eclipse the Houston Texas A&M playoff game. All right, here we go. Massive game on the line. Not necessarily for, like, divisions, playoffs, or anything, unless you're Georgia Southern, I guess. But just pride. Battle of the Golden Lanyard, right? Two longtime coaches. Two of our older coaches as well. Michigan State, baby. All right. So Michigan State trying to keep pace with Ohio State, who did end up beating Illinois earlier on in the week. Let's get it going. Number 20 versus number 3. Josh Johnson out there. And all right, so Michigan State wins the toss. Georgia Southern will start with the ball. So a big chance for them to get off on the right foot here. And we are off in Week 7 game day, baby. Let's get it going. Let's have a good, fun, close game as we down the sideline for Georgia Southern. Big start for the day as they go out to the 45. Co Simpson, baby. The strong safety making an impact early. So players to watch here. JJ69, obviously. Josh Johnson. Trey Inners is the running back. And oh my, that could have been trouble early. And number 27 couldn't get in there. And then players to watch on the defense is you got Roscoe Cherry at the top left of your screen. Binks McBurnfinger, number 65 in the middle. And then on the line bottom, number 53 is Willis Whopper. And you also got Dwayne Johnson on the other end. So lots of SFA players to watch out for in this game. But a massive start. JJ showing he has no fear facing this defense. Fit that right in there early. So he handed off. Trey Inners his first carry. They find some decent running room. If the offensive line can hold those blocks, this is a very mismatched offensive line. So it's honestly, this game is going to come down to if this offensive line holds, and Inners, he juked out Dwayne Johnson there and gets the first down. This guy is a firecracker. Look at the way he runs. This is our first gameplay we've ever seen of Trey Inners. I believe he was a 2-star running back. Might have been a 1-star. JJ takes off, tries to find some room, and he's brought down, and that's going to be a sack. And who else? Dwayne Johnson. He's going to be a top first-round draft pick in this upcoming draft, the junior, as he gets his first sack of the day. Big start here today. No coach is a Patreon member, so there isn't unique music today, but that's all right. We still have a big, fun matchup going on. 2nd and 13. Hands off to Inners. There's a lot of room on the outside. McBurnfinger gives chase. Roscoe Cherry has to bring him down, but they get right back in field goal range. So that was a massive play. Remember, McBurnfinger, his first position is middle linebacker, but is not his best position. As he blitzes here, wide open man, and he drops it. Oh, so the receiver's giving no help as this first drive comes to an end, but they're kicking a field goal here, a 38-yarder. Can Georgia Southern take the lead? And they do. All right, Georgia Southern comes into East Lansing, puts up some points here in the first few minutes. It's what you like to see. Big start. But Michigan State got the stop, and now here we go. Calvin Johnson got that return there. He just kneels. Players to watch, obviously, is McBurnfinger in the backfield. Top of your screen, Calvin Johnson. Bottom of your screen, Bradford Blazer with those black sleeves. And then on the defense, Co Simpson. Bottom right of your screen, number 28. Robbie Tyson in the middle. He got to him, but he finds Bradford Blazer. There he goes. There he is. Oh, and he's tripped up by Malcolm Cope. I'm telling you, the game day legend comes right back. First play of the game, he makes an impact. Big play, Bradford Blazer, per usual, right on the dot. I'm saying on this defense, lots of players to look for as well. Tyson Coffey right in the middle there with the sleeves. Malcolm Cope, number 14. McBurnfinger, his first carry of the day is a big one, right down the gut. 19 yards for McBurnfinger on his first touch. We've got a ball game brewing, folks. Malcolm Cope brings him down. And, hey, I like to say my game day graphic was McBurnfinger stiffing Malcolm Cope. That's exactly what it looked like right there, so that's cool. All right, man in motion. Threatening the 20 here. McBurnfinger stiffies a man, but doesn't go far. Got to watch out for Kyle Brookins as well on that defensive line. Number 91. Blazer in motion. It's triple option, and Henry Green can't quite get it to Bradford. He would have had a touchdown there as Alan Holmes takes him down. The linebacker, that was free real estate. That is probably a touchdown if he gets that pitch off. 3rd and 13 early. So, Georgia Southern giving up some big plays, but they could get off the field here. Henry Green over the middle, and Robinson can't get the first down. Tyson Coffey on the stop with Malcolm Cope, and Michigan State settling for 3. So a nice start for both teams. They give up some big plays, but they stop for the field goal. Can he get it in there? Yes, he does. Tie ball game here early. All right, folks, we are this game. Great start so far. Both teams able to move the ball. A couple of big plays, big moments for both. 1 carry for McBurnfinger. Or no, 2. All right, what can JSOW do on the second drive? Can they keep moving the ball? Man in motion, tight end. Trey enters once again. Oh my, the blocking is impeccable. Roscoe Cherry has to take him down after 16. I'm very impressed by the run blocking so far of this JSOW offense. J.J. Young in motion. They fake the handoff, and oh my, a quick jump throw to Dan McBride. What a play design from Coach Coco. Johnson was about to be sacked, and he found his tight end over the middle. 2nd and 2. And another conversion, and that is the other tight end, John Patrick. So these tight ends getting involved early, they might be the X factor here. As Georgia Southern's across the 20, or across the 50. Finds his man again over the middle, right over McBurnfinger's head. If there's any weakness in this game, it is his height. 2nd and 4. Stacking the line on both sides here. As hands it up the gut, Trey enters, and he finds his way as Willis Whopper makes the tackle. Trey enters, though, having a great start, averaging about 9 a carry. His quickness out of the gate has been impeccable. This time, though, he can't find the outside as he gets only back to the line of scrimmage. Binks McBurnfinger on the tackle, his second of the day. 2nd and 10. So we're starting to threat scoring range. Defense is tightening up. Hands it off. Trey enters again. McBurnfinger on the tackle. He couldn't stop him, but he tripped him up just enough to force a 3rd and long. Here we go. JJ 69 on the snap. He throws that out wide. Can they get the first? They can't get the tackle. What are they doing? 2 cornerbacks completely whiff as Dan McBride, the tight end, gets the first down. This drive is still going. All right. Fresh set of downs now. Can J-Sow capitalize? Brought down by Williams. Yeah, 14 does give some great animation, especially with the sliders we use. It makes for some funny moments as we get some play action. Throws that to the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia Southern! They strike first. What a start. In this Michigan State defense. Wait a second, we got a booth review. Welcome in, Nintendo Texan. If you are a coach in the SFA, let me know so I know who I'm talking to. If not, glad you're here. Coaching Sims server, you don't need the game. If you want to join, great. If you don't, enjoy the stream. Will this stand? It does. So Georgia Southern keeps the lead. If you're just joining, Georgia Southern is number 20 in the country. The graphic on the bottom cuts it off, unfortunately. But yeah, 10-3 early. Michigan State's defense not looking as dominant as we know them to be. As now we got Calvin Johnson on the return. Calvin Johnson finds a little bit of room. Up to the 40. All right, 1st and 10. They got a few big plays, and then they got stuffed. One-on-one up top, Calvin Johnson. Bradford Blazer at the bottom of your screen. Oh, Henry Green keeps it this time. Oh my, and Ko Simpson, there it is. He has insane hit power. We will definitely see if it makes an impact today. Hitting Henry Green. Tearing those knees apart. As I don't think read option necessarily is going to work too well for Michigan State. As if you're Georgia Southern, the entire defensive game plan revolves around stopping McBurnfinger, the Heisman favorite. And it's probably not even close. So 2nd and 6 here. Oh my, they bring a blitz and they get it to Calvin. Nice little catch there. For those that don't know the Calvin Johnson story, he started at Minnesota. He was their #1 receiver and got like no production all year long. Coach Jay Jettas just kind of ruined him, so he transferred. He was going to go to Georgia State, but Coach McNasty tampered and was able to snag the recruit in the transfer portal. Tyson Coffey gets a nice tackle there. So 2nd and 10. Once again, the option not necessarily working. And Henry Green. Plenty of time. It runs out. Sacked by Ryan Miller. That is a coverage sack. Noble just couldn't hang on. Henry Green had to step up, but he just let the ball hang out. Can't do that against this team. They have 3 SFA defensive linemen. This used to be known as DTU a few years back, so they'll get to the quarterback. You got Kyle Brookins at the top. You got Albert Ashcherry in the middle, and then #1, the small guy, Robbie Tyson. One of those funny on the run, cross body, and overthrows Bradford Blazer, and that is a 4th and long punt unit coming out. So Georgia Southern punching them in the mouth early on the road. Who could have expected this? So the kick. Can they pin him deep? We are going to get a return now. And they do stop him, Justin Parker. But fantastic start here for the Georgia Southern Eagles. Could they be a player in the Sun Belt? Could they threaten Arkansas State's title? Could they potentially push for the playoff? I mean, this would be a fantastic win. They do have a date with Iowa State next week as well. Probably going to be a top 10 team as Trey enters once again, just all the room in the world. Enters up to 67 yards, putting McBurnfinger to shame early on. Looks like McBurnfinger is suiting up for the Eagles today. As now JJ69 on the run. He slides right before Cherry and McBurnfinger get him. 2nd and 2. They hurry back to the line. They like this this formation setup. Dumps that one off. Get a stiffy, but Roscoe Cherry on the tackle. That's Ryan Alexander, the man who caught the touchdown earlier. Massive start for Coach Coco. He has to be happy with this first quarter. Josh Johnson. And time runs out. He's his. He throws. McBurnfinger, one-handed pick. He's on the run. McBurnfinger. He's still going. What a play from the Heisman hopeful. Hit as he throws, and McBurnfinger snags it. Look at him one-handed. Welcome to the game day grades, baby. That is a game day great if I've ever seen one. And Binks McBurnfinger interception. We've never seen one on stream. Like I said, he's known for his running back abilities, not necessarily his middle linebacker abilities. So Dwayne Johnson hit Josh Johnson as he threw, and Binks intercepted it. All right, so Michigan State, that's the play they needed. Flip momentum. See if they can tie this game up. Big mistake early. As now you give McBurnfinger the ball up the middle. You cannot let him get to top speed. 10 yards there for McBurnfinger. Only his 3rd touch. You got to get Binks at least 20 touches today. Henry Green, it's a mid-screen to Calvin. Doesn't really work all that well. Calvin, in this offense, Calvin Johnson's pretty much that possession guy you can rely on to move the rock. And Bradford Blazer and McBurnfinger are obviously your big play guys, as Binks gets another 7. Realistically, he averages, I think, about 8 yards a carry in his career, probably more. You could just give it to McBurnfinger every play and score every drive. But 3rd and 1, can Georgia Southern get off the field here? Oh, and they're running the ball, and he's mollywopped by Simpson. Allen Holmes, Combs Simpson, and this is a punt from only their 32. So extreme lack of aggressiveness from McNasty here early. No fake. He's going to try to pin him deep, and it's not going to work. Oh, dear. So nothing to show for the McBurnfinger interception, as Georgia Southern leads here early 10-3. We got a fun one brewing here, folks. Week 7. This game, the ending of this game marks the halfway point of the SFA season. Trey Inners had a fantastic first quarter, and he has room. He breaks a tackle, and he's hit out of bounds. But Trey Inners already up to 90 yards on the game, and we're not even really into the into the second quarter. They give it to Inners again. This time they bring him down. 2nd and 9. Josh Johnson connects once again with Dan McBride, the tight end. They already have over 10 first downs. Josh Johnson does not seem to be affected by the interception on the last drive. As he takes off here, a lot of room, another first down. 12-yard gain. And they're already threatening inside the 35. It's just Georgia Southern has been a lot more, a lot better, really, in every facet today, as Inners now up the gut. And we got a flag here. Interesting. We don't often see flags. That's going to be a clipping call, so this call is going to, or this play's coming back. The right guard, so it's going to be a 1st and 19. So a potential drive killer here for Coach Coco. As that might have been the most swole ref I've ever seen. Ed Hockley almost. As now we got some Wildcat now, so 1st and 19. Looks like Coco pulling out the tricks to try to do something as he has the edge. Parker here gets about 17. So what a call from Georgia Southern, coming out in a little trickery, and it works to get them right back on the sticks, and they're getting out now of the Wildcat. Josh Johnson back at quarterback. Oh dear. And so we often see this sometimes if you run Wildcat and then they audible out of it, it glitches to the wide receiver. So until they get a stop here, it's going to automatically go up top with the snap. So watch out for that. It will fix itself. It's just one of those weird NCAA 14 things. As they're now running a little bit of clock. Interesting decision. Oh, there's absolutely wizardry. It's called the blue square. As we get a false start now. Anything that's like weird with like, you know, because we use an emulator. So anything that's a little wonky or anything is just the blue square gods. So that was blue square right there. So we get a 1st and 15. They got a free 1st down. So 1st and 15 is only fair. We are still going. As Inners gets another one. Reversing his field. 3-yard rush. 2nd and 12. They're trying to extend the lead here. Bring a blitz. They dump it off to McBride. Brought down by Roscoe Cherry. He's having a big day. No, yeah, there's absolutely wizardry going on. 3rd and 11. Dumps that off. There's McBride again. Can he get that 1st down? No. They stop him. But the question is, will you go for it in this situation? No, they're just going to go up 2 scores. Probably the good call. Obviously, if you've been here any time at all, pretty much all year long, teams have been blowing 2-score leads multiple times in games. So I wouldn't be worried about Michigan State at all, but they do need to buckle down, get back to their bread and butter, just running it with McBurnfinger, trying to find Bradford Blazer as he's going to return it here. No, he's going to take a knee. But 13-3 to start here. Can this offense get out of their early rut? McBurnfinger now takes it. He breaks one, and he's brought down by Tyson Coffey. He's only has 5 carries so far. I'd like him to get a little bit more. Fakes the handoff to the fullback, and he throws that. He connects with the tight end, Earl Brown. That was a piss missile outside. Surprised he caught it. He threw that one on a rope. Thought he was trying to find McBurnfinger as he almost collided with Calvin Johnson there. Actually could have been a big play to Calvin. So 1st and 10. Still on their side of the 50. They've done a great job getting across 50. It's just they just stall out. So need to put something together here as they give it to McBurnfinger. No, he keeps it. It turns out it was a good idea as he gets outside. Gets about 7 for Henry Green. Taking over for Hamp Fay, who's been the starter for the last 5 years. 2nd and 3. The last 4 years. 2nd and 3. Just give it to McBurnfinger, please. Don't be dumb. Okay, they tried to stop McBurnfinger, but Henry Green has all the room in the world. The only thing I'm scared of with Henry Green when he keeps it is Co Simpson. He has like probably 95 to 99 hit power somewhere in there. So if he connects, it's going to be lights out for Henry Green. As we get a toss now to McBurnfinger. Oh my, and it takes 3 men to bring him down. If you remember, One of McBurnfinger's most iconic plays in the national championship when he stiffied 2 Ohio State players on a toss and scored a touchdown. One of their only touchdowns of that game. And we're yamming it deep. He has a man. Bradford Blazer gets Michigan State back on the board. As I've been saying, Bradford Blazer thrives on game day. A beautiful pitch, a beautiful catch gets Michigan State right back in the game. I'm telling you, man, Bradford Blazer is him. Him and McBurnfinger are the X factors. They can win Michigan State any game at a moment's notice. Anytime either of them touches the ball, they can take it to the house. But Georgia Southern's been playing a fantastic game so far. 13-10, they have the lead. Obviously, if you're going to pull off the upset, Michigan State's going to get their plays. They're one of the best teams in the country. You can't completely stop them. They just got to keep running Trey Inners. Run Trey Inners until the wheels fall off. As Cherry's almost up to 10 tackles here in the first half. 2nd and 7. Hand off to Inners again. He cuts inside. That goes nowhere. 3rd and 6. Michigan State heating up, especially if they get this 3 and out. Josh Johnson. Over the middle, McBurnfinger and Dan McBride hangs on. The tight end takes a hit from McBurnfinger, but fresh set of downs. Only 3 incompletions so far for Josh Johnson. They keep the drive alive. This is the most important thing. Trey Inners has some room outside. He cuts inside, and he gets close to another first down. They're going to call him just a tad short. Up over 100 yards now for Inners. 2nd and inches. Hand off once again to the outside, and Roscoe Cherry brings him down, but it's a fresh set. Georgia Southern, this offense, this running game is looking impressive, especially missing 2 starters on this offensive line. Very impressed with the Sun Belt so far today, as Inners reverses field, finds some room. He breaks more tackles inside the 30. Trey Inners has some sort of dog in him today. Playing out of his mind, reversing field, breaking tackles, doing everything you need. What a pickup. If this isn't a good ad for 1-star SFA players, I don't know what is. As we're into a very unique pistol formation here. 3 guys in the backfield. And quick option now. Josh Johnson, he's going to keep it. And he gets himself 16. So Michigan State really, really struggling with run defense here today. 1st and 10 now. Going right back to the line. Hands it up the middle to Parker. He finds more room. But yeah, Michigan State's struggling to get off blocks. Can Georgia Southern punch it in? Hands it off. That's Inners up the gut. He had to think about it. He didn't attack the hole. So it's going to be 3rd and 1 now. Once again, rushing up to the line. Under center. They're tossing it out wide. Can Inners get there? No! What an interesting play call. If you run it up the gut, you have a huge chance of at least getting the first down, but tossing it out wide gives you no shot. So Georgia Southern has to settle for 3. That's a big play for this defense. Big W for a defense who's been incapable of stopping them. So only up 6, but Michigan State will take it. They are still down 1 score. And that was a close one that almost threatened the outside. Both teams undefeated. Bradford Blazer had the touchdown for Michigan State on that last drive, toasting the cornerback. Plenty of time for both teams, really. Michigan State, all 3 timeouts, 2 minutes left. Hands it off. No, McBurnfinger. He finds, that's Robeson over the middle. About 9 clock is ticking. Got to think about going hurry up here rather soon. Henry Green has only 1 incompletion. Cope has 5 tackles. Still plenty of time. He can just run it through McBurnfinger. He tossed out wide. That was almost picked by the linebacker. No one blocked him within a mile. What a play. That was so close. Binks saved a turnover right there. All right, Henry Green now throwing that outside, and it's caught by Robeson. Michigan State was flirting with disaster on that toss. All right, we're out empty. Henry Green, what can he do? Over the middle, and Bradford Blazer connection. They tried to go for the tip, and he snags it away. Almost identical to the play Calvin Tyrell scored on last season in this game against Georgia Southern on game day. He took it 75 yards to the house, though. Henry Green has time. Once again, connects with Blazer. Blazer, his 4th catch already. And Michigan State looks in sync. They're looking dangerous. Flips the play. Dumps that off to McBurnfinger. He stiffies one man. He's down the sideline. Almost a first down as they push him out. 3rd and inches. Maybe flirting with field goal range, but they definitely want to get at least about 10 more yards. Quick option, and he gets it off to McBurnfinger. Full head of steam down the sideline, and he's tripped up by Malcolm Cope. Cope refusing to meet him head on, so he misses him and comes back and gets the shoestring tackle. Big IQ play there from Cope as we're coming out empty again. McBurnfinger not on the field. Green takes off. He has some room. He goes down the middle, and he runs over Malcolm Cope. Minute left. Still have a timeout. Plenty of time. Michigan State could score a touchdown, take the lead. Throws that out wide. Maybe some miscommunication with Calvin Johnson. Maybe didn't run the right route or something. Quick 2nd down now. Offset eye. Takes the handoff to McBurnfinger. Dumps off to the tight end. He has some room, and Earl Brown can't muster past him. So 3rd and short now. Plenty of time. Might want to consider running some clock here. 3rd and 2. Earl Brown in motion. And floats that out of the back of the end zone. So is Michigan State going to settle? They do. So both teams just settling back and forth for field goals. This is already the 5th field goal on the day, I believe. No, it's a fake field goal. We've never seen that before in our life. And Jeremy Davis just throws it away. McNasty calling the first fake field goal in SFA history, and it doesn't work. Josh Johnson now connects. He breaks a tackle. He has some room to run. What are we witnessing today? McNasty just throwing the game away. Not sure what they're even doing. And now Georgia Southern trying to get out of their own end zone, and they're bringing the blitz. He floats that wide open man as Roscoe Cherry brings him down. Trey Inners. Holy cow. I can't believe we just saw a fake field goal. Faked me out as well as, my God, Georgia Southern might get a field goal out of this. They still have a timeout. They're at least in yamming range. Obviously, you got Roscoe Cherry, not known for his Hail Mary coverage, but they're bringing safety blitz. He doesn't get there. Binks! Binks almost had another one. My God, I'm just getting pinballed back and forth here. Georgia Southern, plenty of time, dumps that out wide. There's John Patrick, the tight end, getting a little bit closer. Still not in field goal range, though. 3rd and 2, 13 seconds left. Still have that timeout. Probably about 20 yards from field goal range, realistically. And he connects, and there it is. John Patrick, these tight ends are just cooking the secondary today. I'm telling you, Georgia Southern brought their offensive game plan. They're just running it down their throat, dumping it off to these tight ends, exactly what they needed. Still 10 seconds left to get a little bit closer. They have that timeout in the back pocket. They could extend this to 2 scores. They bring a blitz, and Josh Johnson tries to get away, and he cannot, as the field goal unit is now trotting out. This is a long one. This is going to be 44.5 yards to take a 2-score lead into halftime. The kick is good. So Georgia Southern has a 2-score lead headed into halftime on the road. 10-point dogs on the road. They're up 9 headed to halftime. No one could have seen this coming. Welcome in, last son of Krypton. This is the SFA. It's an online dynasty ran entirely through Discord. You can coordinate for a team, then get a head coaching job. You can recruit. You can set depth charts, schemes, all that fun stuff. As well as playing server games. We have a fully functional sports book, fantasy football, that sort of stuff. So something you want to do, links are in any of our descriptions to join the Discord. But at halftime here, Georgia Southern Coach Coco is leading by 9 against Michigan State and Coach McNasty. And it's halftime. I wanted to talk about the survey that you guys did the other day. Honestly, really good results from the survey. I was a bit shocked because it was anonymous, but you guys seem to really like the recruiting system. You guys really seem to like Patreon. So the only gripe with recruiting was lack of players. That is being fixed next season, so adding more players. And then coordinators is definitely a completely mixed bag of reactions. I put it in season this year because I wanted to get a little bit of data before I just completely launched it. So there will be changes in this offseason. There will be ways that you don't have to be a coordinator. You can just go to a team if someone really wants to. There will be tampering rules. There will be adjustments to what you're allowed to offer. So be on the lookout for that stuff. Keep your feedback coming in my DMs or any of the mods or suggestion channels, obviously. As we are off here in the second half, and we're going to get Bradford Blazer return. This team is down. I'm sure McNasty did not go lightly on the halftime speech, but we got a flag to start the game. A clipping call. Who's getting their knees whacked? Adam Jacobs, sorry, you are now a paraplegic. McNasty is going to give you the Michigan tunnel treatment. It's crunch time here for Michigan State. You're at home. You're the number 3 team in the country. You have the best SFA player in history. As Banks takes the handoff, and he goes down. Allen Holmes having one hell of a game. He has that tackle. He also almost picked off a pitch earlier. 2nd and 8, though. Michigan State, plenty of time. They hand off to McBurnfinger. Here's the big hole from him. Takes everyone to bring him down. Still plenty of time for Michigan State. No time to worry, but you've got to just give it to McBurnfinger. Take shots to Bradford Blazer. That's the only way to get back in this game. Play to your strengths as McBurnfinger stiffies 2 guys. Somehow gets a yard out of that power play. Won the Heisman Trophy in season 10. Last year struggled with some injuries. Still put up over 1,200 yards and 15 touchdowns. And quick option now. Henry Green's going to keep it, obviously. And he gets fucking smoked. If Michigan State keeps running the option, they're not going to give it to. They're not just going to give it to McBurnfinger. You're going to have to make some plays. So 3rd down, they really have not been good on 3rd down today. 3rd and 7, this is massive. Can Georgia Southern get off the field? Only a 4-man rush. He connects, wide open man over the middle, and that is Ben Williams' first catch of his day. The slot man. Massive, massive conversion. Remember, folks, after this game, Week 7 recruiting decisions will come out, as well as the Patreon Watch Party Game of the Week will go live on our YouTube channel, so you can watch that VOD while you're waiting for recruiting results. But can MSU and Binks McBurnfinger, can they get back in this game? I'm so impressed by Georgia Southern. If you ask me, Georgia Southern has played better this season at this point, right this second, than Buffalo. As you got Bradford Blazer with the jet sweep, and he finds a first down. So it looks like this season could wind up being a three-headed G5 monster between Buffalo, Georgia Southern, and East Carolina. Michigan State, and they bring the quarter blitz. He dumps that off. He finds his man. That is Ben Williams once again. So Michigan State starting out the half with a big-time drive. Obviously, they would have liked to have that field goal, fake field goal back from earlier on. One-on-one, Bradford Blazer out wide, top of your screen. Fake the handoff. Dumps it off to McBurnfinger. He hangs on. Michigan State's had trouble finishing drives today. Only one TD, and it wasn't a close TD. It was a far one. 2nd and 6. Just power it home with Binks, baby. Fakes the handoff. To the end zone, one-handed snag. Calvin Johnson gets Michigan State back within one score. SFA players coming up huge today. All right, so Michigan State now back within 2. The over-under was 62.5, so looking good for the under-bettors so far today. All right, floats that deep, Josh Johnson, and if you're Georgia Southern, you had all half to cool down. You just had that drive. They scored touchdown on you. You had the chance to get off the field on 3rd down. So now you got to punch back if you want to keep this upset hopes alive. As we get some Wildcat as Trey Inners breaking tackles. And they're going to hurry it up. So once again, we're probably going to end up seeing one of these... Yep, so this is going to be a glitched run. So this is going to be a free first down for Georgia Southern, it looks like. So Coach Coco cheating on the road. Oh, no, man in motion. As, yeah, it goes to Inners, and then, never mind. Willis Whopper brings it down. The direct snap to Trey Inners did not go according to plan. And you got to keep that in mind when you're picking playbooks. If there's a lot of Wildcat, this game does not do well with it. So you might not want to see that. Yeah, glitched the wrong way, absolutely. If he would have stayed out wide for the direct snap, it would have been a different story. So not helping him this time, but we got a Bradford Blazer punt return. One of the best returners in the country. Gets stuffed for 8. But now seems to me that momentum is with that MSU out of halftime. Scored the touchdown, got a 3 and out. Here we go. Binks up the gut. Gets about 7. As we might have an injury here. Not sure who. Second and 3, though. Green hands it off to McBurnfinger. Once again up inside. Another first down. Brought down by Cope. Safety's getting a lot of work here for Georgia Southern. Really on both sides. That left side looks juicy. Just hand it off. Oh, Binks goes to the right. And nothing doing as he brought down by Tyson Coffey, the freshman. 3 tackles for loss for him today. Well, but what I'm gathering for Georgia Southern this season, or this at least today, is their freshmen are crazy. Malcolm Cope playing well, Tyson Coffey playing well, and then you've got obviously Trey Inners playing out of his mind as Banks goes to the outside, cuts up in another first down. And this is what we've seen historically is Banks starts to wear defenses down in the second half, and then he just starts running at will, scoring at will. So we'll see if that continues here, as a broken play might work out for them, as he brought down from behind, though. Brought down by Allen Holmes. 2nd and 8. Inside the 40. They could take the lead with a score. Green has some time, steps up, and he just throws that away. He felt the pressure from behind. Nothing wrong with that. 3rd and 8. They probably need about 6 or 7 yards to be in field goal range. Trips right. Honestly, the run with McBurnfinger not out of the question here, but he rolls out, dumps that off to Calvin, and he's incomplete. Lucky they didn't call that a fumble. That could have been a scoop and score the other way. And we're going for it here. So McNasty getting aggressive. 4th and 8 in no man's land. Not quite close enough for a field goal. And we'll see, can they convert? Nice pocket. He delivers. Wide open, man. First down, Michigan State. Massive. Massive play for Ben Williams. Keeps this drive alive. All right, 14 inside the 14 here, or inside the 15. Trips right. Watch out for Bradford Blazer. Henry Green, he's throwing it deep. Was looking for Robeson. Deflected by Co Simpson. He couldn't hang on. That could have been a massive change. 2nd and 10 now. Hand off the gut. Banks only gets 1. So once again, Georgia Southern coming up clutch here in the red zone. Can they hold them to a field goal attempt? We're right around now, 12 minutes left in game day. Oh, and a big sack, and he gets it off. They're calling it an incompletion. Super lucky they didn't call that a fumble, as the field goal unit trots on out to give Michigan State the lead. From right hash. It's good. Michigan State has their first lead of the day. Up 1 here in the 3rd quarter. Georgia Southern had a 9-point lead at halftime. It's been erased after just 1 3-and-out. But their defense keeping them in it. Big time not giving up that touchdown right there. So what can this offense do? Can they get back to running the ball and throwing it to their tight ends? Josh Johnson flipping the play, hands it off to Inners. He has some room, but Willis Whopper cutting it off. Only 6, still a great gain. Inners pushing 150 yards, averaging over 6 a carry. A fantastic debut for him. We've only seen 1 turnover today as Josh Johnson keeps it himself. Really haven't seen him running it today. He's known for it. Used to run the triple option back in his San Diego State days. 1st and 10. Really haven't seen too much of Dwayne Johnson since that first drive. As Inners goes to the outside, brought down. Michigan State doing a much better job here in the second half on run defense. 2nd and 11. Watch out for the tight end, Dan McBride. Oh, Josh Johnson keeps it. He has some room on the right side. This could be another first down. It is, and a lot more. Josh Johnson for 20. All right, Georgia Southern finding their groove once again in the run game. As Inners now tries to go outside, he outruns McBurnfinger. Almost snagged him from behind. Roscoe Cherry's been all over the field today. as we saw in the MSU media, that he really hasn't put up anything on the stat sheet this season, but today he is filling it. 3rd and 3. I guess they really haven't faced any teams that have been too run-heavy, especially when you jet out to such an early lead. But 3rd and 3, can Michigan State get a stop? Oh, it was a draw, and Dwayne Johnson on the tackle. Massive play from one of the stars of the SFA. 4th down, decision time for Jay Sal, and they're going for it. Not backing down here in the 3rd quarter. No man's land, 4th and 5. I love the call, but what is the play? Johnson down the seam, wide open man, inside the 5. Holy cow. So now immediately a 1st and goal. Josh Johnson up the gut, and he's stopped by McBurnfinger. 2nd and goal incoming. Michigan State desperately trying to keep the lead intact. 2nd and goal. Man in motion. And they give it to Inners, and touchdown, Georgia Southern. They retake the lead. And they're going for 2, and they hand it up the gut. Touchdown, or 2-point conversion. Georgia Southern not backing down as they're now up a full score. 62.5 is within reach now, as we are at 47 for that over-under. So a couple more scores here. Michigan State, though, on the ropes. Just over 9 minutes left in the game. Down a score. They did battle back, but their defense keeps choking as soon as they find themselves with a lead. Another Georgia Southern game day coming down to the wire. If we remember last season against Buffalo, they were down 17-0. They battled back and somehow forced that game to double OT. Today they've had the lead, so we'll see as we get a dump off to Earl Brown, as that's going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter. So nervous energy all throughout East Lansing as the number 3 team in the country is on the ropes against the Sun Belt. Number 20 Georgia Southern has come in and just manhandled Michigan State all day long, but can they finish the job? The 4s are flying here in East Lansing. This is when you have to lean on your SFA players. Bradford Blazer, Binks McBurnfinger have had good days, but they need to be special. Henry Green dumps that off, and there's Calvin Johnson. He's had himself a great day, including a touchdown. Surprisingly, no touchdowns for Binks today, but a touchdown for Calvin Johnson and Bradford Blazer. Plenty of time for Michigan State. They just have to start scoring. Binks up the gut. He's now up over 100 yards. Lackluster day, if I don't say so myself. 2nd and 4. Binks again. He's, for some reason, chooses the outside. He had an easy 1st down if he went up the gut. So now 3rd down and short. Anything can happen. Georgia Southern could get off the field here. 3rd and 9, only 33%. Is not going to get it done. MSU desperately needs this conversion. They're going to throw it. Oh, and there's Bradford Blazer, and oh, Alan Holmes saves the touchdown. Bradford Blazer yet again. Every single time you need it, his number is called. Coach McNasty trusts him more than anybody on this team. In a fresh set of downs. Now it's McBurnfinger. He finds some room. Gets about 6. It's so tough for McBurnfinger. He literally plays every single down. He's on special teams. He plays starter middle linebacker, plays running back. His conditioning is unrivaled. entire defenses get tired in the fourth quarter. He simply does not. As now we got 3rd and inches, though. We are in field goal range, so we might see them attempt it, but you'd really like for them to score the touchdown if you're a Michigan State fan. We're going to hand it off to McBurnfinger. Can he find it? And he gets stopped! What a play from this defense. Co Simpson taking on McBurnfinger head-to-head. And 4th and inches, here we go. Biggest play of the game by far. They're going to throw it. It's a screen pass to McBurnfinger. Can he get the first? McBurnfinger! No, it's a turnover on downs. They mark him short. Georgia Southern takes over. And now a score can start putting this game out of reach. McBurnfinger pissed off now, though. He's going to start laying the boom on defense. McBurnfinger gave it everything he had on that last play and just not quite enough. 2nd and 6. Handoff, no. Johnson out wide. That's going to be short of the first down to Lee Boone. So 3rd and inches on the other way now. Can Michigan State get off the field? You got to think they're going to run this ball. Their rush defense has been abysmal all day long. And yet again, they cannot stop Georgia Southern's run game. As we're now under the 6-minute mark, Georgia Southern could start running the clock. You got to start worrying if you're a Michigan State fan. Not good as they get a toss out wide, and he gets the corner almost. Ooh, I thought he had the corner. That was going to be a long gain. It's Trey Inners having the game of his career. 2nd and 8. Georgia Southern. Masterclass. Down the seam. Wide open man. Michigan State. J.J. Young down the seam. 39 yards. Oh my, and if Georgia Southern scores, this game could be out of reach. 7-point lead for J-Sow. Can they extend it? Man in motion. They fake the handoff and dump it back off to Inners. He has some room. He has blockers. He cuts inside. Whew. All right, Michigan State, you got to calm it down. 5 minutes left. Plenty of time. You just need to stop. You need to force a turnover, force a fumble, something. Something's got to fall your way if you're Michigan State at this point. 2nd and 2 for J-Sow. They're stacking the box with just hopes that they can somehow stop this run game. And Inners, they do. 3rd and inches, up 7. 30 carries on the day for Trey. 3rd and inches. Box is completely stacked. Quick option. He gets it out wide, and that's a first down for Trey Inners. Quick option working. Just nothing going right for Michigan State here. 1st and goal. Triple option brought down. Backs against the wall for Michigan State and Coach McNasty. He's been here before, one of the most experienced coaches in the SFA. Can he find a way to get the ball back? Hand it off to Inners up the gut, and he is met and stopped. McBurnfinger and company on the tackle. 3rd and goal. Clock is running. They need to force a turnover or force the field goal at the very least. Shotgun formation. Johnson's throwing it. He takes off. Johnson, touchdown, Georgia Southern. They extend the lead to 14. And Michigan State is in shambles. As we're now up to 54 on the over-under. The over-under was 62.5, so we're going to need something special here from Michigan State. They're down 2 scores. Plenty of time to battle back. You just got to start. They need a big play. Remember, as long as you score, get it back within a possession with those 3 timeouts, you have a chance. Bradford Blazer, give us something special. He gets back out to about the 23. Down 14. It's put up or shut up time for Michigan State. Georgia Southern has played fantastic all day long. Fakes a handoff to McBurnfinger. Henry Green yams that one. Calvin Johnson gets it on the sideline. Easy pitch and catch. You got to lean on Bradford Blazer. You got to lean on Calvin Johnson at this point. Banks isn't really going to help you. Come on. You got to yam it deep to Bradford. This is the perfect time. Fake the handoff. Green. He's going to throw it out wide. There's Bradford Blazer, and he catches that. Another first down. Michigan State moving the rock. Plenty of time remaining. They're using the sideline well. McNasty knows what time it is. He knows what to do. This team is not nearly... Oh, my God. Look at the linebackers making Binks look like a rag doll. You don't see that too often. Co Simpson. Georgia Southern making a statement to the SFA Universe. Henry Green. And he's sacked! Another sack by Ryan Miller. 2 sacks on the day. Looks like he might have gotten away with the hands to the face, but he got to the quarterback. 3rd and 18 incoming. Game is getting farther and farther out of reach if you're a Michigan State fan. Getting exposed here on game day. Potentially one of the upsets of the season. 3rd and 18. He throws that over the middle, and it's nowhere close. 4th and 13. You got to stay on the field. This is going to be the game. You cannot win if you're down 14 and you don't have the ball at this stage. 4th and 13. This is the game on the line. Henry Green out wide, and down goes Blazer. Turnover on downs. Georgia Southern is going to win. Georgia Southern now just running clock. Up 2 scores. It's pretty much over unless they force some turnovers. Second and 5. The under is still hitting. That's what we care about. No one cares about the final score of this game. As enters now up the sideline. At least I hope I picked the under. Yes, we did. Absolutely incredible. Another under pick hits for the TC Algo. Handoff, Trey enters. Banks makes the tackle. 3rd and 4. I guess technically it's not over, but it's first down here and it's guaranteed. Running clock. We're going to be here for about 20 seconds. Trainer's definitely having a great game. Now definitely in that combo for freshman All-American running back. Crazy as like a 1 or a 2-star, how these guys can pop off. Maybe he's a 3-star. I don't even remember at this point. Actually, I think he's a 2-star. Oh, that could have been dangerous. But 4th down. And they're going for it here. So interesting call for Georgia Southern. I guess they don't really care about giving the ball back at this no man's land stage. Might as well try to finish the game. JJ 69 over the middle, and they get the first down, and that's the game. Just incredible display today for Georgia Southern. Well-deserved win. Shockingly, a 14-point win. No one saw this one coming. You might have saw the upset coming, but definitely not a 14-point win on the road. Just completely silencing East Lansing. And if you're a Georgia Southern, you might need to go into witness protection program as the Mafia is coming after you. And as we hit triple zeros here in Week 7 game day, Georgia Southern shocks the SFA Universe, winning 34-20 on the road, just dismantling the Heisman hopeful and the entire Michigan State offense all day long. What a crazy, crazy upset. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Some crazy highlights. We saw our first ever fake field goal attempt. That was crazy. So now in our history, we've seen 2 fake punts and 1 fake field goal. Oh yeah, I heard Jarkus, he is celebrating as one of the rivals from the opposite division going down. Ohio State now sitting alone at the top of the Big Ten, per usual. Michigan State definitely not out of the hunt, though, for the playoff. I mean, this will go down as a decent loss. Game day as well. But let's see how it all shook out. Scoring summary first. I mean, started out rather evenly, and then Georgia Southern kind of took it away. They had the big play to Bradford Blazer, though. Lots of field goals, though, today for Georgia Southern. And then they gave up the lead and then battled back 14 unanswered and 15 unanswered, I guess you could say. As far as stats go, let's see how it shook out. Henry Green, a decent day, just not enough production. Those third down conversions. McBurnfinger, terrible game for him, honestly. 115 yards is kind of his, floor. So both SFA players popping off. Honestly, this loss probably more so on the defense. Roscoe Cherry had 15 tackles. Same with Kevin Green. And then Binks had that amazing interception. Could have had another one. Willis Whopper doing it. Dwayne Johnson got the only sack. Really just inability to stop the run. I mean, when your safeties are putting up combined 30 tackles, that's just not going to do it for you. And then Georgia Southern, Josh Johnson, JJ69, just game manager type performance. All he needed to do, just let Trey Inners run the rock right down your throat. And then the tight ends doing their part. And then the defense as well. Played a great game. Both safeties coming to play. Tyson Coffey. Allen Holmes had a fantastic game. Honestly, they really struggled up front on the line. Ash Cherry, Robbie Tyson, and don't even see our boy, whatever his face, making any tackles at all, Kyle Brookins. But they got it done when it mattered. 14-point win. Great team win for this team. So nothing to scoff at. Absolutely fantastic day. And we're going to see players of the game. And as a reminder, the Patreon watch party game of the week this week, which is Army-Navy, is going to go live on the YouTube channel immediately following this stream. And then I'm going to post these games from BearCave, post standings, per usual. And then I'll get right into recruiting. So typically right when you're about finished with the watch party game of the week, if you like watching that, then recruits typically start. So that's how we kind of time it up here. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching. Another crazy week, massive upsets. Rankings are going to be haywire this week once again. But yeah, I'll see you guys all next week. Thanks for watching.